Volcanic eruptions, tidal waves, drought, disease, and warfare are just a few factors why once thriving civilizations disappear. Now, let's delve in. One of the most fascinating subjects to study throughout history is the rise and fall of various civilizations. While in some cases we have an understanding of the evolution and downfall of these civilizations, the fate of others is not so clear. There have been many cases in which an entire civilization has simply disappeared without a trace, leaving few belongings behind to determine what happened to them. So what have we learned about some of these lost civilizations, and what does it all mean? What downfalls did these civilizations experience, and why did they disappear entirely? Here, we'll talk about 3 unique civilizations that seemingly disappeared with little trace. 1. The Maya. The Maya Empire was once located in modern-day Mexico, Guatemala, and Belize. At the time, the Maya were one of the most advanced civilizations on Earth, known for their mathematical, architectural, and engineering abilities. In mathematics, they developed a base 20 numerical system, as well as a calendar system that was much more accurate than the calendars of many other ancient cultures. They also had knowledge of basic geometric concepts, such as the area and volume of various shapes. Additionally, they were able to perform complex calculations, such as determining the length of the solar year and predicting eclipses. Maya architecture is best characterized by the soaring pyramid temples and ornate palaces which were built in all Maya centers across Mesoamerica from El Tajin in the north to Copan in the south. The Maya civilization was formed of independent city-states and, consequently, there are regional variations in architecture, but almost all buildings were constructed with a precise attention to position and layout, and a general style prevails. Features of Maya architecture include multi-level elevated platforms, massive step pyramids, corbelled roofing, and monumental stairways. Exteriors were decorated with sculpture and moldings of Maya glyphs, geometric shapes, and iconography from religions such as serpent masks. Interestingly, unlike in many other cultures, Maya architecture makes no particular distinction between religious and non-religious buildings. This lost civilization contained large cities, monuments, and roads, as well as technologies that helped advance their growing communities. Between massive pyramids and terrace farms, the Maya civilization achieved some impressive feats. Unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. Around 900 AD, the Maya civilization experienced a drastic decline. Within just a few decades, the population had been wiped out by seemingly mysterious forces. Historians suggest that this decline was due to a number of factors, such as significant climate change and natural disasters in the region, such as a severe, prolonged drought that led to crop losses and localized famines, as well as ongoing warfare and Europeans introducing smallpox and influenza into the region, which the indigenous Mayans had not built up immunity to the diseases, as it was totally new to them. The Harrapans of the Indus Valley. The Harrapans, also known as the Indus, were once one of the largest and earliest known civilizations in ancient history. It is believed that this civilization was first established over 8,000 years ago, though the majority of its developments occurred around 2500 BC. Innovations of this civilization include standardized weights and measures, seal carving, and metallurgy with copper, bronze, lead, and tin. The Indus Valley civilization boasted well-planned cities with advanced infrastructure. Their cities, such as Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa, featured grid-like street layouts, sophisticated drainage systems, and multi-story buildings, showcasing their mastery of urban planning. Were skilled traders who engaged in long-distance trade networks. Archaeological evidence suggests that they had extensive trade connections with regions as far as Mesopotamia, which is modern-day Iraq, and the Persian Gulf, exchanging goods like textiles, pottery, and precious materials. The Harappan even had a unique script that is yet to be fully deciphered. The script, found on seals and artifacts, indicates a form of written communication, suggesting a level of literacy and administrative organization. The Indus thrived until around 1800 BC, when most of the population began emigrating from their cities. While it was once believed that the Indus were pushed out by an Aryan invasion, further research reveals that was not the case. Recent research instead points towards a shift in the monsoon cycle, which would have greatly impacted their ability to produce crops. Some suggest that many of the river banks dried up before a sudden flood came through, wiping out more of the population. Other natural events such as earthquakes or epidemics may have also contributed to the Harrapans' sudden demise. 3. The Minoans. The Minoan civilization was established nearly 5,000 years ago on Crete. This civilization was known for being highly educated and successful, with the majority of its population being made up of artists, sailors, merchants, and warriors. In particular, sailors of the Mediterranean Sea were highly esteemed, and were pioneers in maritime trade, establishing a vast network that connected them with other civilizations in the Mediterranean, such as mainland Greece, Cyprus, Syria, Anatolia, Egypt, Mesopotamia, and westward as far as the Iberian Peninsula. Their seafaring skills allowed them to engage in long-distance trade, importing and exporting goods such as pottery, metals, and luxury items. Maritime events were significant aspects of their culture. One of the other remarkable aspects of the Minoan civilization was their sophisticated palace complexes, such as the famous Palace of Knossos. These palaces showcased intricate architecture, vibrant frescoes, and a complex layout that reflected their advanced urban planning. The Minoans were also known as the first civilization in Europe to use a written language, called linear a script that consists of a combination of symbols that represent both ideas and concepts and symbols representing syllables. Unfortunately, linear A cannot be fully deciphered, due to a lack of bilingual texts or other means of direct translation. Although intelligent and hard-working, they were still unable to avoid meeting a tragic end. The Minoan civilization was not so much lost as destroyed sometime around 1500 BC, initially due to an eruption of the Santorini volcano in Thera. The areas that were not damaged by the eruption itself faced destruction from a tidal wave resulting from the volcanic eruption. This tidal wave destroyed all the crops, ships, buildings, and other resources planted along the seaside. With no food and devastated infrastructure, the Minoans either died out or were forced to relocate elsewhere with what few members they had left. So there we have it, the rise and fall of three once almighty civilizations, through their architectural marvels, artistic expressions, and sophisticated systems. The Maya, the Harrapans of the Indus Valley, and the Minoans have left an indelible mark of our understanding of the past. Their legacies continue to inspire and intrigue us, prompting us to explore further and unravel the mysteries that still remain.